Yes, sir. Affirmative.
New construction options. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Reporting.
Training.
Agreed.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Affirmative.
Training.
Ready and waiting.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Reporting.
Training.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit
Very
ready.
well. Awaiting
Training.
orders at once.
Unit ready.
Reporting at once.
Training. Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Training.
Ready and waiting.
Unit
Agreed.
ready. Training.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Awaiting orders.
Training.
Acknowledged. Very well.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Agreed.
Training.
Yes,
Unit
sir.
ready.
Reporting. Very well. Very
Training.
well.
Unit ready.
Reporting.
Training.
Reporting.
Unit ready.
Agreed. Reporting at
Training.
once.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Affirmative.
Training. Unit ready. Training. Construction complete.
Ready and
Unit
waiting. Waiting
ready.
orders. Yes, sir.
New construction options.
Affirmative. Reporting.
Building. Construction
Very well.
complete.
Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged. At once. Of course. Reporting. Very
Yes,
well.
sir.
Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Reporting. At once. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Report. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir. Very well. Agreed. At once. Very well. Waiting of orders.
Construction complete. Unit lost.
Waiting orders.
Unit
Very
lost.
well. Yes, sir. Very well.
New construction options. Building. On hold.
Awaiting orders. Yes,
Cancel.
sir. Reporting. Affirmative.
Training. Unit ready.
Reporting.
Training. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Training.
Reporting. Agreed. Vehicle reporting.
Unit ready.
Vehicle reporting.
Training.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Training. Unit
Reporting.
ready.
Acknowledged. Vehicle
Building.
reporting. Affirmative.
Training. Unit ready. Construction complete. Insufficient funds. Building.
Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Well. Reporting. Agreed. Yes,
Unit
sir. Yes, sir.
ready.
Very well.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. New construction options.
Vehicle acknowledged.
Building. On hold. Pencil.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building. Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Very well. Acknowledged. Agreed.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Agreed. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Ready and waiting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Awaiting order. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
At once. Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. No,
Unit
affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. No, affirmative.
Construction complete. Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Vehicle acknowledged. Vehicle
Unit
awaiting
ready.
orders.
Building. Construction complete. Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Waiting orders. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds. Unit
Yes,
ready.
sir. Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Affirmative.
New construction options. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Affirmative.
Cannot
Yes, sir.
deploy.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Vehicle
Building.
reporting.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
A-bomb prepping. New construction
Yes, sir.
options.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Building. Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete. Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building. Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Ready and waiting. Lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building. Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Insufficient.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Instant charging.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. No, affirmative. Waiting orders.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
No.
ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Training.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. 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 Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
A-bomb
Affirmative.
Select target.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Detected.
Affirmative.
A-bomb
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged. Reporting.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Vehicle
lost.
reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Celestia ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Waiting orders. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Waiting order. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit
reporting.
ready.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there.
Building. Unit ready. Building. On hold. Cancel.
Vehicle reporting. Reporting. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
Insufficient
Vehicle reporting.
funds.
Affirmative.
Unit
Vehicle. Yes,
lost.
sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged.
What's that? That's a rock. Cha-ching! I'm there.
Yes, sir. Vehicle. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Awaiting
ready.
affirmative.
Building.
Vehicle
Unit
reporting.
lost.
Affirmative. Awaiting yes, order. Sir. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Vehicle
Building.
affirmative. Awaiting acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Reporting. Awaiting acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, I'm there.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Chew on then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Vehicle affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Chew
lost.
on then.
Unit ready.
Chew on
Building.
Yes,
then.
sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. On hold.
Vehicle acknowledged.
Cancel.
Yes,
Unit
sir.
lost.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit ready. Building. Building. Unit ready.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Insufficient
Waiting orders.
funds.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
A-bomb
Affirmative.
ready. Unit ready.
Report acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
It is done. It is done. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. New construction options. Unit ready. Building.
Time for a little five-finger discount.
Reporting. Agree. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Reporting. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. At once. Vehicle. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Vehicle reporting.
Building.
Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Waiting orders. Reporting. Reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Agreed. Of course. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Knowledge. Affirmative. Knowledge. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Ready and
Unit
wait. Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Lost.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Yes, sir.
funds.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Awaiting order.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged. Report. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Report vehicle. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Vehicle. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. On hold.
Yes, sir.
Cancel.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledging
ready.
orders.
Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Select target. A-bomb prepping. A-bomb launch detected.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Waiting orders.
Unit ready.
Reporting.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Affirmative. Waiting order.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Waiting.
Orders.
Acknowledged.
Construction
Reporting.
complete.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Awaiting orders.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. New construction options.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
On hold. Cancel. Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Mission accomplished.